Hello Aries, welcome to your March 2022 forecast for Sun, Moon and Rising. We'll start off with the sound bowl just to cleanse the energy. So nice deep breath in if you like. And exhale. Alright, Aries, what has March got in store for you? Let us have a look. We'll be cutting the deck. I'll be doing 3 rows. The first row will be your current energy starting for March. The middle row, anything that's unseen, any challenges or obstacles. And your final row will be the outcome for March. Those. The Devil, 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Tower, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay, Aries, you're in for a bit of a bumpy ride in March. We start off with the Devil, the 6 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords, and it's pretty simple to me. Basically, as you start off March, you are feeling quite trapped, quite stuck in a rut with something from the past, with either be it a relationship or where things have completely changed and you're wanting that kind of old lifetime back again, or people from the past. And that stuck energy is causing you to feel really kind of trapped, okay? Now, the Devil talks about a type of compulsive behavior. So it could be that your head is overcomplicating things. And it feels like it's in relation either to a past lover or a situation from the past, an element of nostalgia. And all it's doing is it's keeping you really, really stuck in the mental body. So it would be wise. Well, I see you definitely coming out of it, that's for sure, okay? Now, what's unseen to you at this moment is the 9 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and 3 of Swords. So again, you're shifting from that energy of feeling bound, feeling trapped, feeling oppressed, suppressed, caught up in this past energy. We will be clarifying the cards, and then we shift into a place of where it leads into a bit of anxiety and then into the sadness aspect. So we've got a lot of sword energy here, a lot of mental body energy over here. I like the Queen of Pentacles in the center here. It's a very strong position, and it feels like there's a shift between feeling bound, feeling trapped, and then kind of working your way out of it to getting to the point of feeling so anxious that it then leads into the sadness, okay? And the reason why I say that this is a good thing is because you start to, as you move into that 3 of Swords energy, which is a bit of the sadness, the heartache almost, it means that you're starting the process of healing, which means you're starting the process of accepting the things from the past that are no longer along your path, okay? And so I see that as a really good thing, because it's letting go of all of those things. It does come with anxiety, But because this Queen of Pentacles is here, it tells me that you're starting to become a little bit resourceful. You're starting to become a little bit independent. And it gets to the point whereby, obviously, in the middle of March, you've kind of had enough of this bound, stuck energy, and because it's been causing you too much anxiety, too much worry, too much analysis paralysis, that you've kind of had enough. And so you're taking charge of yourself, you're taking charge of your surroundings, your environment, you're taking responsibility for now dealing with the here and now. And as you do so, it allows for you to start to feel the sadness, and because it's like a step-by-step action. First we get really angry when things don't work, then we feel kind of trapped and stuck, and then it leads to such a climax that we are ready to now just accept it, allow it to move through us, heal from us, so that we can release it to the past. And I know that's happening for you because you've got the Ace of Swords. So you've got that truth serum coming in. You're starting to see things at the end of March in a whole new perspective. It's really positive. And then we have the Tower with the Knight of Wands. So I'm interested to see what the Tower is going to bring us with the clarifying cards. But the Tower basically shakes us up a bit. See, if we're not too, if we don't make the changes in our life, when there's everything in our life is showing us, everything in our reality is reflecting back to us the things that are just not kind of slotting into place. If we don't really kind of address that, confront that, come to terms with that, then the universe will come and shake things up anyway. But I do feel like you're having that understanding before that happens, and then there's a bit of a shake-up. Now the Tower doesn't always need to be a sort of scary card. It just means that where the towers that you've built up around yourself, your bubble, your sphere, the way you've thought that things have been going, it doesn't really reflect reality as is. So it has to come down so that you can see the clear picture. And then we end off on the Knight of Wands, which is really, really positive, meaning that you're starting to get your va-va-voom back. You're starting to get your feistiness back, you know, your fire energy. You're starting to really feel propelled and excited and moving with enthusiasm, okay? But that's after this reality check. So let us clarify and see where this is actually going on a deeper level for you, because I do feel like it's going to be a bit of a tricky month for you. But again, forewarned is forearmed, right? So when you know that these energies are actually keeping you stuck, you see, human nature, we love to grow, we love to expand, we love to develop. That's what all existence seeks to do. And if something is holding us back, keeping us down, keeping us suppressed, we can handle it for a pretty long time, right? But it reaches a point where it isn't in alignment with your natural, authentic self. Okay, so it's gotta go. It's got to go. Anything that is holding you back, it's got to go. And it seems very past related. This energy, this past energy is keeping you caught up in the past, okay? And it's just not serving you. So that's why there's a moment where there's a shift into the kind of the acceptance, the sadness of it, the kind of, because when we become sad about something from the past, it's obviously disappointing. It's not a nice energy to be in, but it is the first step to healing. It is the first step to letting go. So and because it is all, we've got like all these sword energies here, it is mostly in the mental body. So again, you've got to step up, meaning as in you've got a step up. It's not that you have to step up, but you have a step up, because even though it hurts the heart to a degree, this feels more caught up in the head, okay? And so that's kind of becomes slightly easier to manage, because we can take logical approaches to it. We can take mindful approaches to it. rather than being consumed by the emotions. And I don't see you being consumed by the emotions. I think you've kind of reached beyond that point. But I do feel that the mind is consumed with repetition. You know, when the head just can't, it doesn't matter what you do, the same story plays out in your head over and over and over. And then you go down this projection, then you go down that projection, and all of a sudden you're just caught up in a big tangle. So we're going to clarify each of these cards and see how that's reflecting for you. Okay, Devil, we have Knight of Cups. Yeah. Nine of Swords, we've got Six of Swords. Nice, nice, nice. I like to see that. Okay. Ace of Swords, Two of Pentacles. With the Six of Cups, we have Judgment. Yep. Queen of Pentacles, Hangman. I like that. Tower, Five of Swords. Eight of Swords is Six of Wands. Three of Swords is Seven of Swords, and Knight of Wands, the Fool. I really like the fact that we're ending on the Fool. Yeah, this is pretty tricky energy you're dealing with, Aries. I have to say, the Devil with the Knight of Cups, it really does speak to me about relationships. Okay, now it's really shouting out emotional relationships as relates to love, like a romantic partner. But of course, if that doesn't resonate with you, it would be someone who is still in your still a relationship. Okay, so whether it be family, friends, work colleagues, fill in the blank. The Knight of Cups, it seems like this stuck energy, it feels almost like someone is coming forward to you and giving good gestures and trying to be loving and kind, but it comes with ties attached. I feel like there is a little bit of manipulation with regards to this. It's not, I don't like that energy at all. The Knight of Cups is someone who's quite romantic, but being under the Devil, that would suggest that that person has either got ulterior motives, or there is there's strings attached, right? Whatever they come forward towards you, it means that they're keeping you stuck in a particular position. It could also be someone who is, if it is a past lover, I have to say this because it's screaming out at me, or shouting out with these cards. It seems like this person, if they are very romantic, if we use that example, they're also very possessive as well, and you just can't seem to get away from it. It's kind of holding you down. If it isn't a romantic partner, it's someone who is a good friend, and who there is a bit of a kind of a toxic behavior there. Again, a bit of a kind of where they are, it's like you're the puppet and they're holding the strings. That's in the energy I get from it. The Six of Cups with Judgment card, that's talking about the past. Now, you're coming into judgment. So there could have been a resurrection of a past energy returning back into your life, and now you're caught back up into it. But it's really pushing you to really make a judgment call on this past energy. Do you want that moving forward? Okay, are you ready to say goodbye? This is the final, this is like the final crux. You've got to make that decision. And the Eight of Swords, being caught up, you see, I'm getting two energies from that. The Eight of Swords is someone who's, you know, very caught up. You see how she's trapped and blindfolded. Okay, now she can untie herself because the bands around her wrists are actually quite loose, or she could even use the she could use the swords to lift the blindfold up from her. But with the Six of Wands over here, it feels like it is a type of, again, I'm feeling kind of manipulation, because it's like, you know, when you have someone who's close to you, who's constantly showering you with gifts, constantly kind of building you up all the time, but they're putting you on such a pedestal that all of a sudden you feel trapped. Okay, or there is a little bit of manipulation behind it. It could also be that where if you've been in a situation where now you've got someone in your life, be it a romantic partner or otherwise, this does feel very relationship orientated. There's an element where other people have been kind of really celebrating the fact that you've got such a close person in your life, and actually all you really feel is trapped in it. So it's very difficult, because it's like when everyone around you is going, oh wow, I'm so happy for you, it's so nice to have someone who is so caring, so considerate, and yet really what it's doing is it's making it harder for you to make that shift. And so that's what's causing this kind of confusion in your mind. Now with the Nine of Swords and the Six of Swords, I'm really happy about that, okay? Because the Nine of Swords are those sleepless nights, is that sense of anxiety. But it also has a little owl in the background representing wisdom and foresight for the future, okay? But because she's so caught up in her mind, she might not be able to see the owl. However, because we're clarified now with the Six of Swords, it does suggest that now you're moving from that energy into a calmer space. The Six of Swords talks about moving on to calmer waters, taking the lessons that you've learned with you and moving away mentally from it, which is very, very powerful. Moving into a more peaceful state of mind, okay? So it's really, really nice. There is that shift happening before the end of the month, which is nice, okay? The Queen of Pentacles with the Hangman, again, I love it, because what it's saying is you're starting to recognize, as you move into that sort of onto those calmer waters, you're starting to bring your focus back within, and less about other people and more within what you can do for yourself. And it's looking at where you have your resources, where you have your strengths, where you can build from what you have, your own independence. And you're taking the time to really figure that out. And I think this is really, really wise, because what you're doing in this respect, especially it being the center of the whole reading, is you're starting to eliminate the chatter from other people around. You're starting to kind of not take on board what everyone around you is saying, because everyone around, you see, people in our life, they, often they have, most of the time, they have our best intentions at heart, right? But nobody really knows the situation, behind closed doors. Nobody really knows what it's like to be you. Nobody really knows how your mind is, or how someone is behaving to you, or your unique dynamic between another person. So with this, I feel it's really, really important to try and block out what anyone else says to you, and try and go within and figure out where your strengths are, where you can find your own independence. And I feel like you're looking at that from many different perspectives. And I feel also really positive that you are going to be finding new things about yourself that perhaps you didn't realize before. Okay, and it was born out of the Six of Swords, born out of, okay, you've learned some lessons, you're ready to move on, and now you're exercising your power. With the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords here, it seems as if, according to the cards, it seems as if there is some sadness, also mental sadness, but there is that sadness as we move into the healing bit, to do with some sort of, I would say, treachery, some sort of deceit, some sort of hidden agenda, some sort of strategy, okay, where someone wasn't that honest with you. It doesn't mean to say that they are a total shit, but it does say you're starting to come to terms, let's just put it that way, come to terms with the reality of that particular situation. With the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, I do like this, because you're starting to see a way how you can juggle your own life together with it's like there's two aspects. One aspect is this is your life, and the other aspect is everybody else, and that represents one as well. It's that kind of duality, and you are sort of finding ways to juggle it in a very kind of logical, practical way. And also it feels like with that reality check, and also trying to find your independence here, it's really trying to see, okay, if you've been caught up in a relationship, or you've been caught up in something where money has been involved, then you're finding a way to kind of get yourself, juggle it and balance it, and finding what resources you have to get back on your own path. The Tower with the Five of Swords here just seems, I'm going to clarify even more, because it's basically saying that there is a situation here where someone was trying to win at all costs. Okay, so again, it really does feel like it's one person in your life at the moment where there has been it's had the mask of this. It's masked by beautiful energy, beautiful kind of romantic gestures or loving gestures or compassion, but actually deep down it's a little bit sordid. And this Tower moment is breaking away, because you're seeing the fact that somebody wanted you at any cost. Okay, they need you. Now, again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a sort of a codependency relationship with a parent or a work colleague, and they are wanting to win at all costs. It doesn't matter the detriment to you. That's what I'm feeling, and that's the thing that you are coming to terms with in your mind. Moving from that is really beautiful. Oh, I'm going to just get one more, two more. Okay, we'll take those 2, 3, 4. The Tower. Let's just see here. Okay, we got the Tower again. My God. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups. What am I talking about? And the Nine of Swords again. So this is definitely someone who's very close to you. Okay, and again, it brings up a little bit of anxiety. It's a shock to the system when this is brought to light that someone is just kind of, actually they have their own agenda. It's pure and simple. They have their own agenda, and it may have come with an offering, right? But they've had their own agenda, and it's not working for you. Okay. We finish off on the Knight of Wands with the Fool, which I absolutely love, because it does mean that there is a huge shift in the month of March. By the end of March, you are feeling more empowered, and you are ready to now set sail for the new you with that Fool. Okay, you're ready to have a whole new beginning, take a leap of faith and trust in yourself more than anybody else. And I really, really love this, because I do see that this is now, you've come to terms, and while it hasn't been a complete ending as such, because I still feel like there will be some healing that is required later down the line, but you're ready to jump into your new reality. It's like you jumping timelines now, and you taking inspired action to do so, and you're feeling liberated as you do so. Oh, Aries. Okay, let us get an oracle card just for some advice for you from Spirit for the month of March. What does Aries need to know, please, for March, for their highest good? Thank you. Ah, nice. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So the thing to remember for this, while you're going through this confusion, this heartache, this mind going nuts, what's actually happening on a divine level is you are coming to terms with things. And by coming to terms with them and having that reality check, you're laying down new foundations for the future. So there is actually a divine plan through all of this. So all of this sticky stuff that you'll be going through for a lot of March needs to happen so you can get back onto your true authentic path for you. And you are kind of you are navigating that way, and it's going to be a bit tricky, but it's all setting you up for the right path, because at present you're not on the right path, not right for you. It's not complementary to you. It's not in alignment with your soul destiny, and the divine plan is coming into action. So that's all I have for you, Aries. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye.